Hey guys, I am back with, I guess this video is kind of all over the place, what I've been up to. I haven't had, well, I posted separate haul videos. I think the only thing I have purchased since the last haul video that I haven't shared is this stamp set that I got from a Facebook group. And it is an older paper tray stamp that has, what is it called? Wood grain. So there's actually 3 stamps in here with different patterns for wood grain. With all the shiplap sort of looking things, I figured it would be a good idea to have this stamp set. And since it's retired, why not, right? Alright, so what else have I been doing? So I decided, well, I wanted to make some more masks. Some for actually some coworkers, and then for myself and my husband. So we would have some, like, an extra one to be able to, you know, wash one and then have one still in use. So this time I made matching bags to go with the masks. So this is some fabric that I have from a tablecloth, a vintage tablecloth, and you guys know I love strawberries. So this is mine. And the tablecloth that I have was actually purchased as a cutter, if you've never heard that term before, meaning that you couldn't use it as a tablecloth anymore because there were so many holes or stains that you just wouldn't want to use it for a tablecloth. So I cut it up. Even the edges were all frayed. All of the edges on the tablecloth were frayed. And some of the stains wouldn't come out. So you can actually see in the bag right here, there's a stain. But it's been washed, and it's because it's a vintage tablecloth that it has that still. So that's only on the bag. It's not on the mask itself. So I just cut pieces out of this cloth for this project and for something else I'm going to share later on because I'm not finished with it yet. So in here, I would put my mask. Right now there's a bottle of hand sanitizer in there too. And then here's the mask. And I use the same pattern from Sweet Red Poppy that I used for the last ones. I actually cut 2 different. This is the original pattern I used, and they have a smaller one for a teen. Well, the adult one is this larger one. Then they have this smaller inset one for a teen. So I actually made the teen size for this one. This is, so it's just a hair smaller. It really is maybe 1/4 of an inch smaller. And using the same strawberry fabric. So, and of course, my masks, I do them with the pocket so that you can put in a disposable mask on the inside, and it extends the life of the disposable mask, so you're not having to continuously buy those all the time. And I put a piece of Velcro in it this time so that it would close, and you know, it's not going to come out anyway, but I thought it would be nice to have a closure on it. I also use, if you guys didn't see my other video, I also use pipe cleaner in here. So that's also sewn here on the piece, just on the piece that goes against your face. And this will tell you which piece goes against your face, so you don't wear it the other direction, you know, that way by accident. So there's only one piece of pipe cleaner. It's in here, and it's sewn in here, and you can wash it just fine. That's what I've been doing with my other mask. It has no issues with it being that way. So, and then I have decided I like it tight around my ears, and this stretchy yarn that I used from the last one seems to hold really well together. It doesn't hurt my ears. And it's a lot faster for me to put the mask on instead of tying it behind my head every time. I can keep them tied like this and just put it behind my ears. So that's what I did in terms of making the mask. I made several. This is from some cloth that I had as well, and I was trying to make this for my husband. It just turned out, it seems like it turned out too small for him. I mean, it could be because of the fabric. It's like this is cotton, but it's like linen weight. So while it's easier to breathe through this, it seems a little bit too small for his head. And he doesn't, I want to say he doesn't have a big head. I have a big head for somebody. I can never wear hats because my head is so big, it seems like, and my hair is thick, so it never fits inside of a hat, or it's uncomfortable. So I consider myself as somebody who has a big head, and I literally mean big head. I don't mean, I think a lot of myself. So there's the blue one I made. I use the white yarn, t-shirt yarn that I have. That'll probably go to somebody. So this is one that I made for a coworker, and I used the same fabric for the bag. And I didn't have a pattern for the bag. I just really made this bag up. I wanted a drawstring bag. They say you're not supposed to put your mask in your pocket. So I created these bags so that each of the recipients that I'm giving to will have a place to put their mask when they take it off. If they go to a restaurant or someplace where they take it off, because you can go in a restaurant and while you're at your table eat without having your mask on, you can put it in this little bag here and take it out when you're done, when you're ready to leave. So this is the other fabric I had. This is a different weight of fabric too. It's thicker than probably both the ones I've shown you already. But it's really pretty. I think, and I'm not positive about this. Sonia may have given me this. Sonia De Jesus may have given me this fabric as well, but I can't remember because it's been years. And so if it's Sonia or another crafter, thank you so much. It made some beautiful masks. But this is the one that I created for one of my coworkers. I do have another one exactly like this that I'll be giving out. I'm actually going to be meeting them for lunch one day, Saturday next weekend, I believe it is. But I left the, you can see these aren't tied because they can decide whether it fits better around their head or if they want to wear it around their ears, and they can determine how they want to do that. So I'll just let them know what the deal is. So that's what I've been doing in terms of crafting, making things, I should say. Okay, because the other things I've been doing are organizing. One, I sat here and organized my felt. And what I decided to do was, this is my paper tray ink felt, and this is actually all the colors that they have. You might not be able to see it all, but I'll attempt to show it to you. There is quite a bit of felt in here. And I don't believe they have it for every single color of ink they have either. They have more colors of ink than they do colors of felt, which is fine. I went through and actually created labels for each one. So when I use some of it up, or use it all up, I'll just put the new roll in here and it will already be labeled, because their bags of felt are not labeled with the color name. And some of them are very close in color, like, for instance, there's two purples, and I get them confused all the time. And it's the Winter Wisteria, and there is a plum pudding, which of course I don't have it in this basket, but there's a plum pudding, and they're almost the same color. They're slightly different. So I have been doing that. So you can see, I just use my labeler and put it up here. And then, like I said, when I finish this roll of felt and start a new one, I'll insert the new one in here with the scraps from the other one, if there's anything left to keep. So that's what I've been doing. And this is actually how I store them, you know, in terms of the felt that I'm using. I only keep one roll at a time because there's, you know, there's quite a bit on each roll. So I only keep that much in the basket. And that's how I store it, in a drawer, actually. So that's the felt. What else have I been doing? I have been organizing my embroidery floss, because with the stitching that I've been doing, I have a need to also, you know, label the embroidery floss. And I realized I have kept my embroidery floss on these little, what do you call these, cards, from a die cut that I have. And the die cut that I use for all these are from a waffle flower die And that waffle flower die is one of those thinlet type of dies. So when I have to cut this, I can only cut it one at a time. And when I cut it, I actually like it on something that's thick. So I use 110-pound paper for this, and I double it. So there's actually 2 layers here that are glued together back to back. That's how I've done all of these. And these are all from the same dies. Well, it's all from dies from Waffle Flower Crafts. So you'd have to buy each of these the tall one and the smaller one and this one, which is a big fat one, a jumbo one. These are all thin dies that you can purchase from Waffle Flower Crafts. I don't know if they're still available, but that's where I got them. So those are nice because they hold multiple colors. Like I put all my greens together, and then I just print a tag. And of course I did this one kind of messed up. I just print a tag and put the number of the floss number on here. All right, that's how I do it. And this one doesn't have all of it filled in because I've used some of it up already. And then there are times where I get really lazy and I will, for instance, like this one, open it, I'll use it, and I won't feel like winding it on a card because I don't have a card available. So, problem with that is you need to keep this label. Otherwise you won't know which color it is, and you won't, when you run out, you won't know what to go purchase because you don't know what color it is. So I got to making these little cards, these little thread winder cards. That probably doesn't look as good as this side, right? Look how the pattern looks when you turn it on the right side. So I was winding each of these. There we go. Look at the pretty side. And where I ended, I just tucked it in so that it didn't come loose again. That one looks like it came loose. But and then I wrote the floss number, the actual manufacturer and the floss number on each one of these. And these are ones that I use to match my felt that I have. So you may have different colors. And that's the only reason why I'm showing you this. But these little winders, they're so cool. I realized I had one of these old Sizzix dies from the French General collaboration. This is 660309 thread winders. And there's actually 4 designs here. I'll show you them. I've already shown you 3 of them. The 4th one, I did not wind it yet because I only wound the ones that were open. I have way more embroidery floss than that, obviously, because here's a whole container full. I cut a whole bunch of those thread winders, and let's see, I didn't show you this one, I think. Yeah, this is the one that I haven't wound anything on one yet because I didn't have another thing open. So when I open another one, I will wind it on here because I'm just kind of a lazy person. I don't know. Lazy crafter, I guess you could say. I'm not really a lazy person. Not compared to some. But anyway, these are created with, again, 110-pound cardstock. And I use my Xyron to make one side sticky. And then die cut them with the die. And because that's a steel rule die, you can cut, multiple pieces at once. Not only multiple pieces, because there's 4 on a die, but you can cut through thicker paper. So I was able to do that with this die instead of like with the other one that I was saying, because those are thinlits dies. You cannot cut but one layer at a time, and you will probably wear your die if you cut it too many times. So I've never reached that point. I know somebody who has, actually. And so I cut a bunch of these out. This is actually what you're seeing is actually 2 pieces of 8.5 by 11 white cardstock doubled up. So they're super thick. They're gonna last because they're thick. And when I run out of this particular color, say, I will just go and buy a new one and put it back on this winder. And then if I get new colors, then I'll put them on these once I start using it. So that's what I've been doing. I also wanted to share with you, there is another die from Sizzix. This one right here is a Where Women Create die. It's 660017, called Spools or Bobbins. And there's 2 different designs. There they are, right there. When I first bought this die, I thought it would be bigger, and it's not. These are really small, so it's kind of like in the same vein as the larger single one that I have. Let me show you size comparison. So it's kind of like this one, only smaller. I think I do have one, maybe this. Yeah, this is about the same size or height as the ones that are on this die. But the fact of the matter is you can cut multiple thicknesses of paper on this die because it is steel rule. So this might be the way to go to save you some time and effort. You can see here they've wound ribbon on theirs as opposed to embroidery floss, which is what I'm using it for. I don't like to necessarily do a lot of extra work for organizing, but that is what I've been doing. I also cut a whole bunch of little tags because I was going to use them on these individual ones, but then I thought, why not just write the number on it, save myself some time, and then I can use these for this type of floss holder in the future. So yeah, that's what I've done. That's what I've been up to, and I will hopefully get some more work done this weekend. I don't know. Kind of crazy right now with work and everything, but that's what I've been doing. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.